Welcome to SAP Product Costing. Today we are going to look into FIGL configurations. Now, as you this particular course is on SAP Product Costing, so we will be focusing on those configurations which are essential for enabling our product costing scenarios. So we will not go into in depth of the typical SAP finance related configurations, but then there is a elementary set of configurations like chart of accounts, posting period, etc., which you will nevertheless require for any given modules. Those are the ones which we are now going to focus. So let's look into it. Okay. So we are going to look into how to create chart of accounts, how to assign chart of accounts to company code, creating account groups, define return earnings account, define document number ranges, define field status variant, assign company code to field status variant, assign company code to fiscal year variant, define posting period variant, assign posting period variant to company code, open or close posting period variant, define tolerance group for GL accounts, define tolerance group for employees and ledger settings, and check FI customization settings. Okay, now all of this we are now going to look into it. Let me get into SAP and first go to SPRO this thing. Okay, here I go slash and SPRO. Okay, and click on SAP reference IMG. So instead of that, I directly use the transaction code SIMG. Okay. Now go to financial accounting. Okay, we need to create chart of accounts. Chart of accounts are part of general ledger accounting. General ledger accounting, go to master data, GL accounts, preparation, and it here you have edit chart of accounts. Here I am going to, there's no step called create chart of accounts. You need to go into the edit chart of accounts and create it. Okay, edit chart of accounts. So I can create something new. All right, I go here, say B100 is my chart of accounts. I hope nobody else has used this particular key. Okay, B100 chart of accounts. Maintenance language English. Length is 10 digits. You want to use it 8 digits, 6 digits as you wish. So, or I can give 8 digits also, but then there is I have already made a set of chart of accounts. So group chart of accounts we are not going to give here, and just click on save. Okay, so you are saving in your particular transport request. Say okay. So now you need to define all GL accounts. Okay, at length 10. Fair enough. Then okay. So chart of accounts is done. The next step is assign company code to chart of accounts. Okay. Assign company code to chart of accounts. I will check my company code BB10. So if I scroll here, you see here A. A lot of people have created with A so that they don't have to scroll down a lot. So B100 chart of account company code is being assigned to B100 chart of accounts. You see this step, B100 company code is being assigned to B100 chart of accounts. Click on save. Done. Save once again. Go back. Next, you have to create account groups. Now, this is to classify your given, accounts. So I have a set of accounts called T100. I will copy it from the T100 chart of accounts. So for that, I need to go and click on the position button. Okay. T100, I'm going to take this. Okay. Just look at this. I would appreciate if you can create in the same group lines when you practice it, because later it will become easy for you to create chart of accounts. Some people try to just create 4 different account groups with 1 series as liability, 2 series as assets. I have just gone down a little further. Give me 1 second. I'll copy this to. Okay, let me try copying this. Click on Control Y and again click on Control Y. So there is a feature called quick cut and paste. If you click on this particular icon here, not here, yeah, here, see, quick cut and paste is already enabled. So I select all of these, all the T100 series. Sorry, the mouse is not working properly today. It jumps 2-3 steps faster, so I have to reduce the speed of the mouse. So I copy it here. For some reason it is not copying, no problem. I select these individually and say copy as. So I'm going to select all of these. Let's see if the shift works. SAP should give us this shift option to select a range of rows, but SAP has so far not given. Like in Excel, they should have given us this one. So T100, okay, and copy as. So this I am going to copy to my chart of accounts. So what I can do is that I just type in here B100 instead of typing it at each cell. So I think there are around 17 rows. I can have some extra rows. So that should not be a problem. So if I go here now and copy it, so all of these have now become B100. So all of these account groups will now be as part of chart of accounts. So just say enter and save. Save it in your chart of accounts. Then you need to create a retained earnings account. So I don't remember what is the retained earning account I use, 100 something I use it. So let me just go to another transaction code in a different screen. So as I use the command /o fs00. I think the retained earning accounts that I use is 10240 okay, 10240 So I'll create it with the same thing, define retained earnings account. These are the 4 steps you do. So in chart of accounts B100, I wanted to create, here you have to give a key and give the account number 10240. That's it. So this is the account is so far not created, right? The account is not yet created. So it issues a warning at the bottom saying that the account is not existing, not created in the chart of accounts. That's fine. This is the only place where it allows a chart of a GL account without its creation in the books. So save. So far we have done 4 steps. Let me go to the PowerPoint and show it to you. So now we have done the create chart of accounts, assign chart of accounts, create account groups, define retained earnings. Next step is define document number ranges. Define document number ranges. So we can do that later also. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to create it now. But nevertheless, if you want to create it, we can go to the financial account settings. Okay, go to ledgers. Okay, in the ledgers, go to ledger. Here, not ledger. Let's say 1 second. Document number ranges is OBA7 fields. Okay, let me come back to that step. The document number ranges, the T code is OBA7. We can do that here. So I will type the T code here. Number ranges is OBA7. OBA7. Okay, I'll do that. So let me put it on full screen again. Okay. Yeah. So our next step is define document number ranges. So you can find the document number ranges here. Okay. So if you look here, financial accounting global settings, go to document. You can go to document number ranges. Okay. I am going to copy from another company code. Okay. You can create it as well. So let me show you how to create. Okay. You give your company code here B100. Okay. And just click on intervals and you will start creating specific number ranges. For example, let's say I create the number range 13. Okay. And I extend it up till 9999 year 13, so that every year you don't have to create it. Okay. And then here you give 13999. Okay, this is one number range. What is this number range assigned to? It could be probably have been assigned to, I think, uh, vendor down payment or something like that. We can check that one. So here you go, 13. So for that, what you need to do is you get to go back, okay, define document types, okay, in define document types, okay, DA, let me show you, customer document is DA. So if you go to DA, there is a specific number called 16, and then when you click on number range, right, you come back here, you give your same B100 as the company code and intervals, okay, select the number you now that is assigned there is for the customer document is 16. So for 16 you give the document number range is 16 to 169999, right? That's all. Save. But instead of this, I have already done the number ranges for another company code. Okay, I can copy it from there. This is another functionality how to copy the document number range, copy to company code. So from one company code, it allows you to copy to another company code. So I will say document number ranges from 01 to 99. You just copy it for me for fiscal year 9999. Okay, source company code I will copy it from K100, and target company code is our B100. This is our desired company code. Okay, and I will execute it. Okay, you have changed. Do you really want to do this? Yes, I want to do this. So interval added, these two intervals we have manually created, which is why it says it cannot be created, but rest of all the document number ranges it has created. So very important here. Okay, now move back. Okay, B100 and K100, go back again, back. So if you now click on the document number ranges, click on B100 and check it. You can say change intervals or display intervals. You can see all of these number ranges have been created. You can take this screenshot and you can create it manually, right, till 49, 50, 51. Okay, even if you don't create it, when you execute a particular transaction and it finds the number range missing for a specific document, it comes back and checks with you. For example, ML document, material ledger document. Okay, I'll show you it. The document type is ML. So if you go here, ML, where is ML? JKLM, yeah. So ML is assigned to 47, I believe. Yeah, 47. And this particular document type controls what kind of documents you can post, right? Can you post asset documents or customer documents, supplier documents, material documents? The 47 number is attached to material documents and GL account. Negative postings are permitted, right? And then you give the number range information, right? Those of you from FI background, you might find it a bit boring because you are very much used to all of these, or any of the SAP module background. Now that we have done the document number ranges, document number ranges. So we will now go to field status variant. Okay. Now field status variant. So financial accounting, ledgers. So in ledgers, you will find fields. In fields, you have standard fields, but here you see defined field status variant. I'll just say execute it. Okay, when you execute it, it calls the relevant program. So here you have 0001. I can take this one and copy into a new field status group. So I copy it to B100. So I'll copy it to B100, B100. So here again, control end for B100. So what does the field status group do? For those who are new, I'll just explain you. It controls the fields that are allowed during the journal postings. So let me show it to you. Not journal posting, one second. You select your field status group, go to field status group. Now so many groups are there. So click on G001. Now you locate it in general data, asset accounting, taxation, consolidation, additional account assignments. So if you click here general data, you can check which of these fields, okay, need to be suppressed during posting, which of them are mandatory required entry, which of them are optional entry. So I'll go to G004, that is a field status group. Those are related to cost accounts, and I need to ensure that the cost center is filled in. G004, go to general data. In general data, do you have cost center? No. Next one, click on the next button. So cost accounts. In cost account, cost center is optional entry. Right? You can make it mandatory also for all cost center. You need the, whenever you are doing the postings, you need to ensure cost center is filled. Okay, sorry, this is material number. This is cost center here. I can say this is required. Okay, this part at some place order also will be required, but as of now, let's just say save. There should be order. Okay, when we come to that setting, we will do that one. So you want to enter plant, you can say plant is an optional entry, business area is plant. If you want to make business area mandatory, you can give it here. Okay, then partner business area, sale order, WBS element, whichever COPP order, if it is mandatory. So here I said cost center is mandatory. Okay, then said okay, or you can say it is optional also, it's your choice. Okay, so a document, the field status group, controls the fields which are mandatory or suppressed or required or optional during the time of general statistics. So assign company code to field status variant is the next step. So come here, search for your company code. You can click on this business or sorry position button. I'll just enter the first two digits and say enter. So B100 company code is assigned to the field status group B100. Save. Save. Okay, done. Let me just look at what is the next setting. Now field status, assign company code to field status variant. Okay, then define posting. Okay, field. Now next is fiscal year. So fiscal year, every country has its own financial year, right? So that is another thing that we need to do in OB37. Even that should be somewhere here. Assign fiscal year postings. Okay, you see here in fiscal year and postings, edit fiscal year calendar. I'm not going to edit any fiscal year, but let me just show you fiscal year variant. How do you maintain fiscal year variant? So I usually follow Jan to December. You can follow April to March or November to October as your fiscal year. So already SAP has provided various fiscal year variants here. So the one that I usually use is K4, Jan to December. So I use this particular variants. How this is designed, you can go and look into these periods, how many periods are there, etc. Okay, but that is part of the SAP regular FI course. You don't need to know about it for the product costing classes. So I'm not even going to edit that one. I'm just going to assign my company code to the fiscal year variant. So okay, so my fiscal year variant, search for your company code. I just give the first two digits. Okay, sometimes it asks for the entire digits. So B100. So I'm going to assign it to the fiscal year variant K4. Okay, when I enter, you get the descriptions here. You can see it. I am following the calendar year, that is 12 periods representing, each period representing a month, and 4 special period. Then save it. Done. Go back. Then define variants for open posting periods, right? This is the posting period variant. So now that your fiscal year variant is assigned, now we go to the posting period variant. What does a posting period represents is you have now enabled 12 periods, but which of these period you want it to remain open? Let's say now we are in August, and do you want someone to go and book an entry in Jan or Feb? No, right? So obviously you need some control where you can ensure that there is a control where you can say which period to keep it open for postings. At the end of the month, right, you will close the books for that particular period and open the next period, right? So for that you need to create a variant. Okay, I will create a variant by name. With the same company code name, I'll do it as B100 posting period variant for B100. B100. Done. Save. The variant is just a field identifier. That's all. Save. Now go back and now assign variants to company code. Here you go. Now you have to search your company code. My company code is B1, sorry, B100. I'm going to assign the variant. Variant also I have created with the same name B100 and click save. But here you have not yet said which of the periods you want it to remain open. Save, go back, okay. Open and close posting periods. Open and close posting periods. This is an important step, okay. First, let me go to some other variant and I will try to just save those settings and copy it back. Again, I don't know how much this is going to work, this cut, copy, paste. Okay, I have copied it. Sometimes it's not allowing, it's behaving crazy. Okay, now I'll go to Excel and here I will copy it. Let's see if, yeah, it got copied, which is good. Okay, I have copied it from another company code. Once I enter the data, I will explain you what each of these columns represents. This is for posting period T100. Okay, I am now going to maintain it for my B100. B100. Okay, click on new entries and here I'm just going to copy this to this grid here. Okay, that's all. Now let me tell you what each of these represents. So here the first, what we are saying, this plus indicates all type of accounts. A stands for assets, I believe. A stands for assets, D stands for customers, K for vendors, M for materials. So you can close your subsidiary ledgers also, sub ledgers what we say. So you can close your assets, let's say 2 days before the end of the month, or you can close your accounts payable. K is for all the creditors, which is vendors. So accounts payable books you want, you can close it. So no more vendor postings will happen. So you have this discretion for individual wise. Plus indicates for everything, all right. And I'm not specifying any particular GL account. I am giving all the GL accounts. That's why the maximum range ZZZZ is entered here. Okay, and which period now should remain open? We are now 6 is June, but we are now in July, right? August, I'm sorry, we are in August. So what I need to do, I need to have August as open for me. So I need to have August as open for me. I'll copy it. All these books I'm going to keep it open for August. See, everything is changed from August 2024 to 12 2024. These special periods also we are leaving it open. It's up to you. But for controlling perspective, the controlling, SAP has newly added in S4 HANA these 4 columns here. You can have separate open and close period for controlling from and to here. These columns, last 4 columns represents the controlling books, right? Not the FI books, right? So if you leave it, it will just inherit the FI open closing period. Okay, save, save. Okay, I have saved it. That. So open close posting period according to GL account assignment. This step is not required. In posting period, we have made 3 steps. Now let me come to the PowerPoint. So we have done define posting period variant, assign posting period variant to company code, open close posting period variant. Then you have defined tolerance group for GL accounts, define tolerance group for employees. Okay, this is somewhere in documents. Let me just check. Just now I had it. Define tolerance group for employees. Define tolerance group. I give a search. Yeah, here the tolerance group, right, you maintain it here in financial accounting, general ledger accounting, business transactions, open item clearing, and in clearing differences. So how to check the T codes? You can go here in additional information, displaying key, IMG activity. So the last 4 digits typically represents your T code. So OBA0 is for GL accounts. Let me see if that is what I have taken it in the thing. Yes, OBA0, OBA4. So let me go and define for GL accounts, execute it. Okay, usually you leave it the tolerance group blank. Okay, unless you wanted to specifically define tolerance group and assign it to users. So you can say that for a particular set of lower level clerks, they are authorized to post and transaction up to a particular threshold, let's say 100,000 or 1 million. Anything above 1 million, then you leave it to middle management, and then to the senior management. Anything above 5 million, you can do such restrictions by creating different tolerance group. For now, I'm not going to do that one. I'm just going to assign. So I'll copy any of these things. Okay, let's say I will copy a blank one because I'm not going to create tolerance group for user IDs, right? So just copy it. Okay, so debit posting they have given here 9999. So here I will give it as, let me not take this one, so let me take something else. 000. Let's see what is there in 000. Nothing, blank. So let me just go for something else. So let me copy K100, copy. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the same thing and say uh, here as B100 is my company code, B100, enter. Okay. So it has copied twice, so this I will not give it. Okay, so what has happened is I selected this K100 here, as well as I selected another T code. That's why it has given this problem. So as for now, let me just go back to B100. This is my B100. Okay, here I'll change the description, B100. Okay, so I'm leaving it as 50,000 for now. When I post a transaction which is above 50,000, when it gives me restriction, I'll show you that is the reason I'm having an impact here, right? I'll just say 50,000 here. So I'll come back and edit it. That's all. So then you have tolerance group for employees, OBA4. Okay. In OBA4, again, you see tolerance group is blank in most cases, right? But it has certain settings. So I'll try to copy from one of the existing ones. So I'll take this K100 here, copy as. Okay. So up till 9999, every employee is authorized to. So I create here B100 and save. Say okay, done. Save, go back. Okay, now that's all. You are not going to assign any user to the tolerance group, right? Because I'm not going to create a lot of tolerance groups, etc. So that's it. So now let's look at the PowerPoint and see what else we are left with. We have done tolerance group. The most important one here is the ledger settings. Very, very, very important. There is another class where I completely explain what are these currency settings, etc. But nevertheless, let me go and create it for you. So let's say we are going to use 3 different currencies for our company code. Okay. So in financial accounting, so okay, not general ledger accounting, go to the global settings, go to the ledger. The most a bit complex also to understand, but I have made it very simplified in a particular session which will be coming ahead. Okay, define settings for ledger and currency types. This is a key setting to assign your company code to a ledger, as well as what all currencies are possible for your particular company code as well as ledger. Okay, now look at it. I'll just try to take 3 different currencies for now. It's a bit slow. Yeah, I have come here. Let me explain these settings to you. Okay, the currency types here represents, okay, what are the possible currency types you are permitted to have in this system. So I am permitted to have all these are at the as the currency types, right? All these are possible currency types. 40 represents hard currency. SAP allows almost 10 different currencies. The company code currency is mandatory, right? Group currency is something you define at client level, but I'll not go into the details because there's a separate session for this one. Then what is the, how is the conversion done? Because when you enter a particular document, you enter the document in a document currency or the company code given currency, one of these you enter into that one. Now subsequently, if you have hard currency, index based currency, global currency, right, company code global currency, right, and then controlling area currency, profit center currency. Now where should it, how should it, from which source document should it pick up? Right, should it pick up the for the conversion purpose, should it pick up from the source document, right, document currency, or should it pick up from the company code currency? You can choose here what it should define from. Either it can take it from the document currency or a company code currency. What does this mean? Let's say our company code currency is let's say INR, but you have received a foreign invoice in let's say euros, right? Euro it is, but let's say euros you have received. Euro becomes your document currency, right? You can enter the document in this one, but your company code currency is INR. So you are now telling that this particular currency, for example, country controlling object currency, should it convert from the source as document currency or company code currency? Now these are not required because we will do the currency conversion settings at the company code level. At the company code level. Now go here. Okay. Now I will typically take any of them. Let's say we will use three different currencies: group currency, and hard currency, and index based currency. These are the three things that we wanted to use. Now 30 is the group currency. Now if you see, I wanted to assign it to T100. So what I will do, I'll pick up one of these. Okay, this is the group currency here. I see a group currency here. I'll just copy paste it to, I'll say, I'll say enter the B100. B100 save. Okay. So now to this company code, I am saying which all currency types are permitted. By default, the company code currency is by default permitted. Okay. It's saving. Okay. Probably I am, give me 1 second. My server got disconnected. Okay. So I have connected back. Say okay. Now to my company code B100, to our company code that we are going to use, I have assigned 30 as the group currency, right? Now I wanted to assign another currency called 40. So here you have 40, and I also wanted to assign 50. So I am saying I want to assign 40 as well as 50, right? I'll now copy it and I will give it to B100. B100 and B100. Okay. So now I have assigned to the company code. There is a company code currency. I am assigning hard currency, and then I am assigning index based currency. And what is the source? These currencies should fetch its value from the company code currency for the conversion purpose. It should take the average rate. M is the average rate, and then it should use the translation date. It should not use the document date. The day when it is getting translated, that is the day when it should take. Document date, posting date, translation date. You have three possibilities here. I have saved it. So now you have seen that for the BB100, okay, we have assigned by default the company code currency is already there. Okay, let's go back to just take a step back. So now can I sort this? No. So let's see for B100. I'll just go to position button. So B100. Okay. You can see here B100. So additionally, we have assigned group currency, hard currency, and index based currencies. Okay. So this is done. Now we'll go to ledger. Ledger are books of your entries, right? You can maintain multiple ledgers also. In SAP, there is a provision, right? So we are not going to get into the details. 0L is the leading ledger. In SAP permits only one leading ledger, not multiple leading ledger, just one leading ledger, right? So we are now going to assign that leading ledger to our company code, right? 0L is my leading ledger. Okay. Now company code settings for the ledger, go here. Click here. Now here you can search for your company code. By default, your company code gets assigned to all the leading ledger as well as to all the extension ledgers. Now that is a bit of unfortunate part when you practice in a training server, because everybody tends to create their own extension ledger. My sincere request is, do not create additional ledgers. Do not create additional ledgers. Make use of it. So here you go, position, and in company code I will say B100. When I come to B100, you can see here B100 what are the currencies possible. So 10 is by default assigned. Global currency, if you want, you can give it will auto get populated. That's why it is not a feature that is enabled to enter. In freely defined currencies, you can say you wanted additionally 40 as well as 50 as your currencies. You can give 40 as well as 50. So now your company, whatever document it posts in you are trying to add a new currency to a combination company code, you can easily change the configuration if no postings exist. If transaction data, there's no transaction data existing, so I have enabled it here for these 40 and 50. Now select your company code, okay, and go to accounting principles, okay, and assign an accounting principle, okay. I'm going to assign, there is an accounting principle by 60, okay, I'll assign that. Okay, each ledger can be assigned to a set of accounting principles. Now there was one company code where I have assigned it to two different ledgers, and thereby enabling two different accounting principles. But the only catch here is the data footprint. For every record there will be let's say you have two ledgers, then every document will have two postings, one in the main ledger, leading ledger, one in the non-leading ledger. The advantage is that the non-leading ledger is ready to get you your financial reports very quickly. If you maintain only one leading ledger, let's say which is following Jan to December calendar, but you also need to enable it for April to March reporting, then it becomes a lot of exercise on your Microsoft Excel or some other tools, right? Instead of that, SAP enables you to allows you to have multiple ledgers, each ledger assigned to a different accounting principle and different fiscal year also. So you can post a transaction, the same transaction gets recorded in the leading ledger as well as in another set of books, non-leading ledger, as per a different fiscal year, as per a different accounting principle also. This is an advantage you have. So here you see, enter a valid FI currency type for different company codes. Some error messages are coming. This is for some other company code. This is not H something. Somebody has created something and messed it up. They have not fixed it. Now you can go and search for B100, which is your company code. You have added a new currency type to company code. It's a warning message to B100. Now all these are ledgers by default you get assigned to. So this is the biggest problem in the training server. Okay. Give me 1 second. The server is a bit slow, I believe. Yeah, done. So now I'll show you your books. You have assigned your company code to the leading ledger. But what it does is it goes and by default assigns itself to the every extension ledger, and you can remove. You will have to go and remove this one. Otherwise, there is a last T code I'll show you in your settings. Check FI customization settings, right? When you go there, it gives you an error. Let me open the transaction /o fins underscore cust underscore cons underscore chk underscore p. This is the p. Okay, enter. Oh, okay, I should have opened a new screen. My company code is B100. Okay, I'm just saying search for this, execute it. You can see there are a lot of errors. Your company code ledger B100 is assigned to all of these, which is not required. Correct the customization settings. See 0C different from underlying ledger 0L, right? So this is the main problem with the training server. Go to, okay, data is locked. Okay, go back. Let's see if I have a different screen here where I have left the FinSC ledger. Okay, here it is. Okay, what I now need to do is from every extension ledger I have to remove my company code. Now I have selected 0C. go to the company code settings. Okay, search for your company code B100 and you have to remove it. B100. Okay, select B100 and you have to remove it from that extension ledger. Okay, again go to ledger, select the next 0E extension ledger. Okay, go to company code settings. Okay, select this one and search for your company code. It's a painful process because people try to create too many extension ledger, which is not required. Now in this case in 0E it is not there, B100 is not there, which is good. Now go to ledger. Now search for the next one here, AE. Go to AE, company code settings. Okay, okay, search for your company code B100. See here it is B100. We don't want it to be assigned to AE, so just remove it. Now similarly you will have to do it for every other set of extension ledger. It's a painful process. I will do it. There are almost like 30-40 times I have to repeat this exercise. Okay, so otherwise I'll have to go through the ledger and deactivate it. It is even more painful process. So I'll have to adopt this B100, select it, remove it from all the unwanted leading ledgers to which you are by default assigned. You will not face this problem in your real-time server unless you have too many legal entities, etc., too many ledgers. Nobody creates too many leading ledgers. So you should avoid creating too many ledgers unless it is very much required. So I have saved it. After the session, I will go and remove the settings, okay, wherever it is not required, but you can follow the same uh, procedure. Now I'll go back to my settings here, the PowerPoint, and show you what all steps we have covered. So there's only one step here. I need to mention the T code. Here it is. It is fins underscore cust underscore cons underscore check underscore P. Okay. So there you go. This is the transaction code. These are the steps which we have covered. Okay. So happy learning. Thank you very much. Enjoy and please practice a lot.